If you're gonna make a loaf of sourdough bread, you know that you're in for the long haul. In for quite a time commitment. But what if we could trim off 6 or more hours of that process? I'm Laura, and welcome to Morning Dove Haven. Hi everyone, so the video that you're about to see has some parts to it that some of you have seen before, and there is a reason for this. A few months back, I made this video, or a similar video, about the 2 tips and tricks that were secrets to help you with your sourdough bread baking. I went to upload my new video, the Mythbuster Bowl recipe, which is right there. There was an issue with uploading that video, so I had to delete it and re-upload it. Thumbnails look so much alike. I went and deleted the 2 secret tips and tricks by accident, and poof, it was gone. YouTube does not allow you to put it back up. And when you see the Mythbuster Bowl, I say, you asked for it from my previous video, so here's this other recipe that I talked about last week. No one could see a previous video. Anyway, so I had to make some adjustments to the video. And so for those of you who've been with me for a while, and you might have seen the video, but you haven't seen it in a long time, that's the reason, is because the video was deleted. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope that all makes sense. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions. If you're new as a subscriber, I would love to say welcome. I had seen on a few social media posts that you could actually make a loaf of sourdough bread without having to feed your starter. Also, that you could take it straight out of the refrigerator cold and use it, as well as another tip that I thought was not only a time saver, but an energy saver and a cost saver. So I thought I have to do a comparison video and present this to my viewers. The scale I'm using here is just an old postage scale, actually, and you do want to have those measurements just pretty concise. So we're adding 400 grams of all-purpose flour, and then we're going to add 8 grams of salt. And then we're going to add our warm water. As you see here, the starter is not fed, it is watery, it is very thin and drippy. This was hard to do, putting an unfed starter in, but that's the idea here. Just a quick side note that I'm only filming the dough made with the unfed starter. It was off camera that I made the dough with the fed starter. So at the end, you'll be able to see both of them after they're baked side by side, and you can see the comparison and decide for yourself. Now it's time to go ahead and stir in the sourdough starter into the dough. Then we'll let it rest for about 15 minutes. You can cover it with a towel. This is something that I'm so happy that I have discovered, is this process of making sourdough bread. If you're new to the sourdough journey, go ahead and please let me know in the comments below that you're just starting out or you've recently started out. I've mentioned in previous videos that my journey with sourdough began this past November. So I'm just doing this about 4 or 5 months now, and it's completely changed my life. And if you've just started and you feel the same way, I would love to hear from you. We're going to be turning the dough out of the bowl onto the floured work surface, and we're going to take a little sample of the dough, just a small piece, put it inside some sort of cylinder. This, as you see, is an old medicine container, and we're going to mark it with a wipe erase marker at the top of where the dough sits. That is our sample. When we see that that sample has doubled in size, then we know that our dough, it has gone through the proper amount of bulk fermentation, that it is ready to go ahead and shape to put into our banneton. Once you transfer it back into a fresh bowl, you're going to put it in a warm spot. For me, that's in my oven with the light on. And you're going to set your sample, your little dough sample, right next to the bowl that has your ball of dough in it. That way it's the same temperature. And so when you see that the sample has doubled, then you know your dough has doubled. Now look at how beautiful this looks right now. This dough has gone through great fermentation. It looks just lovely, all those bubbles, and this is with an unfed starter. So there it is. There's my sample, just showing that it's more than doubled. Check out the bubbles, how much it raised. It has a beautiful body to it. With well-floured hands and work surface, you're going to take one side of the dough and fold it over right into the center and just press down gently. Then you're going to take the other side, do the same, fold it over into the center, press down gently. We've got lots of bubbles popping up there. I squeeze some of the bubbles there. Then gently start at the one end and very gently roll up your dough, keeping the rest of those bubbles in there. It feels beautiful at this point. I absolutely love the feel of the dough and working with the dough. Such a good feeling. And place it inside your banneton. And just squeeze the bottom of the dough to seal it up. When you place the dough inside the banneton basket needs to be floured, and you're placing the dough in upside down. So as you see, I put my dough inside a shopping bag and tie it up and put it in the refrigerator, and it's going to sit for a few hours in the fridge. This is an art in itself. There are so many beautiful ways to design your boules. through scoring. I really do look forward to getting into that art form. And here we are, two beautiful, beautiful loaves of bread. Here is the fed starter. Came out so nice. And here is the unfed starter. What are you thinking? I know. Can you believe it? But look at the results. It really is something. The unfed starter loaf is even a little bit higher. This is a definite time saver for me and for you if you choose to do so. The other secret that I want to share with you, besides this one about not needing to feed your starter before you bake a loaf of bread, is that I made another loaf just after making these, and it was an unfed starter, and I put the dough into the oven, into a cold oven and a cold Dutch oven at 450 degrees. So I put the dough in, turned the oven on, and it has been my best loaf yet. This is the bread with the unfed starter. Okay, and here's the loaf with the fed starter. Let's cut into that and compare. If you've enjoyed this video, I would so appreciate you hitting the subscribe button and join me. If you would like to make your own sourdough starter, I'm going to put the video right here that you can go to and begin your sourdough journey, as well as another video if you're having any issues with your starter. This video can help you troubleshoot those.